Hello everyone, I wanted to talk to you quickly about our new Reload 2.0 take. This is a model in our range that kind of sits between the Doofer model and the Weekend Rockstar model as a go-to shortboard for the everyday surfer, especially in UK conditions, and a confidence board for anyone who you can't necessarily look at the waves before you go surfing, but you just know you want a board that can turn off the tail but still give you those lower wave, weaker wave bonuses and tricks and tips that are going to help you catch those waves without losing too much energy and not messing up your takeoffs, with a nice stable platform that will enable you to perform once you're up on your feet. So outline wise, we take a parallel rail through here, which gives you load of forward drive, loads of stability on your takeoffs. It drops down through here into a round pin tail, meaning that off the tail this thing's beautiful, lovely carves, still a really good amount of release, which comes into play through the bottom shape of the rockers, which I'll get onto in a bit. And then the wider nose tip plate, again, it's just helping with catching waves and keeping those stability at those lower speeds so you can get confidence in making sure you're going to catch a ton of waves. That's really, really important, especially in the UK as an all-rounder. So rocker-wise, you've got a moderate rocker. It's a shortboard rocker taken off our boards like the Shank and the Fresh Blade, something that's going to perform. So you've got a flat section through here just at the top, plenty of board engaged when you're paddling again, but then good amounts of curve through the nose and the tail to make sure it fits in that pocket and stays on rail and works in conjunction with the circular aspects of the outline. The rail shape is that of a 60/40 boxy shortboard rail. It gets more and more forgiving as it goes through the nose. It creates that soupy on rail, on plane feeling that makes things a little bit easier and gives you a really, really nice fluid feel so that you can just work on keeping it on rail without having to worry too much about losing speeds. Bottom shape wise, you've got kind of a big dome double concave up through the fins here, which runs inside a single concave, which runs the entire length of the board, single concave. That's to give you lift and speed, and then it just splits into a flat tail off the back here, meaning you get that little bit of release through the fins. If you want to surf it as a quad, I would recommend flatter waves to get loads and loads of speed and drive on rail, or even late takeoffs where you want to catch that edge and maybe get some barrels or gun it down the line for that one end section. If you want to surf it as a thruster, I recommend that. On the good days when you're going to be going rail to rail, up and down turns, and you've got a nice bank, and something to surf off and keep that pivot with that back fin and just work it in. It's a brilliantly forgiving board and it is designed predominantly for the UK waves, but that also makes it a good travel board because not everywhere you go is pumping waves consistently. For those everyday surfs, this is going to take care of all the nuances that maybe can make a surf on a shortboard a little bit more frustrating. This takes care of those situations. This is a 511 that I've got in ESE Flex Tech. The 511 comes in at 33 litres, so plenty of foam, and I would recommend surfing it kind of head height, maybe a couple of inches bigger than head height. Go slightly longer in the rail line if you want more paddlies and slightly less in the rail line if you want a bit more performance, but don't take it too short. I wouldn't go any more than sort of 1 to 2 inches below your head height to get the maximum out of this particular model. Yeah, that's the Reload 2.0. I'm stoked on its performance, I'm stoked on its ease of use, and I love getting the feedback from people surfing this board who might not have previously got on with shortboards and more high performance templates in lesser waves. So that's the Reload 2.0. Check the site, the Collab site, for some stock of this board. We've got it in PU and we've got it in the ESE Flex Tech, which I believe is the best all-round construction method for this board, especially if you're using it as your UK all-rounder. So that is the Reload 2.0. Woo!